What is going on, everybody? This is Clutch Attitude MMA one more time for UFC predictions. This time is going to be UFC Rio, which take place Saturday at Rio de Janeiro. You guessed it. It's going to be UFC Rio. Mateus Gamrot against Charles Oliveira. And it's going to have some banger fights in the main card, and we're going to go over them, and we're going to pick who I think is going to win. I mean, to be honest with you, in this main card, there are some tricky fights. There are some close fights that I think should be bangers, but let's go over the whole main card. But before, I want to talk about UFC 320. What a comeback by GD Prohaska. And guys, I know I missed that leg, but y'all know I talked about it. One of my coworkers actually told me to go with Khalil Roundtree, and I freaking believed him. But anyways, UFC 320 was pretty good. Alex Pereira getting back his belt, setting up a fight at the White House against, who knows, John Jones, Tom Aspinall. I'm rooting for Tom Aspinall, guys. I'm rooting for Tom Aspinall to go against Alex Pereira, but as you guys all know, Alex Pereira called out John Jones after being so nice about it. You know, he was like giving John Jones' brother a moment of silence, who just passed away a couple days ago in his sleep. So that's pretty sad to hear. And wishing well to all the Jones family. Not sure they're gonna see this, but anyways, UFC Rio takes place this Saturday, and I'm gonna come back for y'all, guys. I'm coming back. My 3-leg parlay is gonna be at the end of the video, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna hit all 3 legs this time around. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna listen to nobody tell me anything this time around. I'm gonna go with my 3-leg parlay. What comes out of me is gonna be the winner. I know I stunk it up in that Dominic Reyes in the UFC Perth card. I almost had it on this card. Khalil Roundtree was just about to finish the round and make us some money, but he didn't. And whatever. I had Khalil Roundtree by decision. I had Marab by decision, and I also had Alex Pereira by finish. And we almost hit, guys. And this time around, UFC Rio, it is not going to disappoint. So stick around for my 3-leg parlay at the end of the video, and let's make money together. Now, it hasn't been a great couple of, chapters in our exchange. I know I've lost some money, but guys, this card is redemption. This is my redemption card. So let's go ahead. Let's go look for the UFC Fight Night at Rio. Alrighty. Let's go to events, upcoming events, and let's go to, yes, UFC. There you go. Let me go ahead and share that with y'all. Alrighty. So, first fight is going to be a featherweight bout. Lucas Almeida against Michael Aswell. Michael Aswell, he's a fighter from Texas. Lucas Almeida from Brazil. Lucas Almeida had a great fight against Trizano about a couple years ago. And I'm basing my prediction on that fight because Michael Aswell is a stand-up fighter. Doesn't look much for the finish, even though he says he does. He's not a great finisher himself. So I'm gonna go with Lucas Almeida on this one. I think the reach on his arms, also the leg reach, and his ability to, whenever he takes the fight to the ground, he looks for the finish, looks for a choke or some ground and pound. So I'm gonna go with Lucas Almeida, even though the age gap is a lot. I'm gonna go with Lucas Almeida to finish Michael Aswell. All right, moving on. Featherweight bout, Khan Offley against Ricardo Ramos. And this is a tricky fight, guys. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ricardo Ramos might be the slight favorite, but I might be wrong. On this fight, I'm gonna go with Con Offley. We all know Con Offley is a great fighter. To me, he was supposed to be the winner out of that Marlon, the Ultimate Fighter finale, but Marlon, caught him and gave him a great knockout at the finale. But Khan is a pretty good fighter, so I'm gonna go with Khan. I'm gonna go with Khan. Is gonna be his second. I mean, he has 2 straight losses in the UFC. I don't think he's gonna get a third straight. And even though Ricardo Ramos, he's in Rio, he's in his hometown or whatever. I think Khan is the much, much better fighter. So I'm gonna go with Khan to win this one. Moving on to Jonathan Denise against Mario Pinto. All right, guys, Mario Pinto is undefeated. He won his Contender Series, and then he won his debut in the UFC against none other than the guy that Jonathan Denise knocked out as well. And his name was, I forgot his name. Oh, yeah. Austin Lane. Austin Lane, that's his name. Both of these fighters actually fought Lane and knocked him out. Now, Mario Pinto knocked him out with a 1-2. Denise was almost finished by Lane. But Lane, he likes to grapple and all that stuff, and then and Denise wasn't having it. He almost got finished in that first round against Lane. Mario Pinto saw some strikes from Lane. He got tagged a bit, but that 1-2 with that power took down Lane. Now, as you see here, they're pretty much 6'6" for Mario Pinto, 6'4" for Denise. Denise is at home. Mario Pinto is from Portugal. Don't know if he lives in Brazil or not, but I'm gonna go with Denise. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Denise. Even though Mario Pinto knocked out Lane in a better fashion than Jonathan Denise did, because Denise almost got finished, I'm gonna go with the hometown here, and also the weight advantage. Denise is 257 pounds over 246. I'm just gonna base it on that, guys. These are heavyweights we're talking about here. Don't judge me. Jonathan Denise is gonna finish Mario Pinto, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a finish under 1.5 rounds. I'm just gonna say that, all right? Mario Pinto against Jonathan Denise. All right, moving on. And this is where things get great, guys. Come on. When we see this guy right here, Vicente Luque, in the card, we know it's gonna be a great card. Because even though some people don't like Vicente Luque because they probably don't like Vicente Luque, I love him, man. Vicente Luque puts on some great fights. And when we pair him up with a guy like Joel Alvarez, who is as inconsistent as anybody else in the welterweight division, but Joel Alvarez has some, he has some great fights as well. I believe both of them are coming off no, actually, Vicente Luque coming off a loss, Joel Alvarez coming off a win. All right, so yes, true. So Joel Alvarez is coming off 2 wins, actually. He beat Drakkar, and he also beat Brenner, who has a tough chin, and he knocked him out. I remember that was a great knockout for Joel. Joel has some great length in his arms. So, he's pretty good. I remember this fight as well against that Diakis. He was checking all those leg kicks by that Diakis, and then, submitted him in the second round. But anyways, guys, now this fight is not gonna be in my parlay, but I'm gonna go with Vicente Luque to finish Joel Alvarez. I'm gonna go with Vicente Luque to finish Joel Alvarez. And you know what, guys? Scratch that. Scratch that. Vicente Luque to win by finish is going to be my first leg of the parlay. You heard that right, guys. Vicente Luque is going to be my first leg of the parlay. Vicente Luque is going to finish Joel Alvarez. I said it here. It is Tuesday, October 7th. I'm recording this. Vicente Luque is going to finish Joel Alvarez. They finally found an opponent that Luque can finish. You know, stand-up fighter. He's not trying to grapple. Guys, Vicente Luque is going to finish Joel Alvarez. Let's go back to his previous fights. He got choked out by Holland. He got a win against Garimbo. He got knocked out by Buckley. It's time for Vicente Luque to win. Look at this. Loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. He's going to knock him out. He hasn't had a knockout since, let's see, when was his last knockout? Ooh. All the way to the Brown fight. Damn. That's been a long time. That's been a long time. That's actually a very different Vicente Luque. Yeah. Damn, I remember this one, the Mike Perry fight. But anyways, I'm going to go with Vicente Luque to win by knockout or finish. Submission or knockout. I'm going to go with the finish. The silent assassin. Guys, Vicente Luque, people forget, he ascended pretty high in the rankings at some point. And Joel Alvarez, yeah, he's good, but he's got some stinkers in his resume as well. Or he doesn't. Well, this one right here was just yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna give Vicente Luque by finish. Yeah, of course. This is a stinker right here. Armin knocked him out. That's a stinker. Armin knocking him out. I reckon this was in the lightweight division, though. I'm sure Joel Alvarez was going down in weight on this one. Anyways, guys, yeah, I'm going to go with Vicente Luque by finish against Joel Alvarez, and I'm sure it's going to be fight of the night. I know for a fact it's going to be fight of the night. All right, moving on. Let's go over to this bantamweight bout. Davison Figueiredo, the ex-flyweight champ, against Montel Jackson. Montel Quick Jackson. Guys, Montel is the favorite here. But let me tell you what, Davison Figueiredo, the god of war, the Dios de Guerra, he's a champ. This is Davison Champ Figueiredo against Montel Jackson, who has a knockout finish against Blackshear. Had he had a decision win against the Peruvian guy Marcos right here, Daniel Marcos. But if you guys watch that Daniel Marcos fight, Daniel Marcos had so much time. He had Montel Jackson so many times against the cage. He out-grappled. In my opinion, he out-grappled Montel Jackson. And yeah, Montel Jackson is one of the fastest guys in the division. But I don't know. They're counting off Davison Figueiredo's too fast. Yeah, he's coming off a couple losses actually. He lost against Peter Yan. Oops. Peter Yan, guys. Peter Yan. And Corey Sandhagen, who says here KO, TKO. Yeah, but it was an injury. It was an injury. I mean, but Corey was gonna finish him eventually, in my opinion. But yeah, it was an injury. Anyways, so going back, I'm gonna go with Davison Figueiredo to take this one against Montel Jackson. I'm gonna take the hometown guy, also ex-champ, even though the size advantage benefits Montel Jackson. I just don't know. I don't trust Montel Jackson at this high level of grappling that Davison Figueiredo has. I think Davison Figueiredo is going to take this by decision against Montel Jackson. He won't get finished. Montel Jackson is not going to get finished, but he's going to get outworked by Davison Figueiredo. Davison Figueiredo needs to grapple in order to win against Montel Jackson. And Montel Jackson's takedown defense against a 5'5" guy, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be able to stop Davison Figueiredo from taking him down. So I'm gonna go with Davison Figueiredo on this one. All right, then moving on to Charles do Bronze Oliveira against Mateus Gamrot. Mateus Gamrot, he was so happy to take this fight, guys. He was really happy. And he won't be happy at all when he gets finished by Charles Oliveira. I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira by finish against Mateus Gamrot. Now, Mateus Gamrot is a great fighter. Has some grappling, has some cardio as well. But Charles Oliveira in Rio, man, there is no chance this guy's going to lose. There's no chance this guy's going to lose. And he's going to finish Mateus Gamrot. He's going to finish it. Charles Oliveira coming off a loss against Ilia Topuria. Mateus Gamrot coming off a win against Clean. He also has wins against RDA, has wins against Fiziev, who was supposed to fight Charles Oliveira in the first place. But, he's got a decision loss against Benil Dariush. And he also has a win against Jalen Turner. So he's Mateus Gamrot is pretty good, His losses coming off Benil Dariush and also Hooker. And it was a split. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira to finish Gamrot. Yeah. So anyways, guys, tell me what you think. That this is going to be my parlay, my 3-leg parlay. For those of you who skipped the whole video, because probably I talk a lot of shit. I'm sorry. But Vicente Luque by finish. Davison Figueiredo to take it by decision. And Charles Oliveira to finish Mateus Gamrot. Again, Vicente Luque by finish. Davison Figueiredo by decision. Charles Oliveira by finish. That is my parlay. Thank you so much. I appreciate those of you who tell my parlays. I got you some money the first time around. Next couple of times I haven't, and I apologize, but we're going to get back on that horse. This is our redemption card. Let's make the cash, and we're going to go for it. Now, talking about UFC 320, I just wanted to leave a little bit of this video for that. UFC 320, Alex Pereira becomes the light heavyweight champ. Guys, in the comments, give me who you think will be Alex Pereira's next opponent. And out of the comments, whoever has the best comment, like, hey, why is your reasoning for that person to be in the fight against Alex Pereira? What is your reason? I'm going to go ahead and shout you out. Okay? All right. Well, hey, that was all for this video. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Thank you so much again. Good luck this weekend. I'm gonna go with my parlay again. Charles Oliveira to finish, Davison Figueiredo by decision, and Vicente Luque by finish. Take care, God bless, and stick around. Stick around in your boy's channel. Subscribe, like, comment. Bye.